Hi there, thanks for dedicating the time to listen to my testimonial for Consalia. My name is Ethan Smith and I'm currently a Strategic Brand Partnerships Manager at Amazon. So actually how I ended up falling into, I guess, the level 6 B2B sales degree apprenticeship was a bit of luck on my side, I guess. I had applied for a different apprenticeship, a buying and merchandising one with Amazon almost 4 years ago now. And luckily they kind of said that I wasn't suited to that role for certain reasons, but then they put me forward for the sales apprentice. Up until probably 2 months into the role, I hated doing cold calls. I hated public speaking. I would never stand up in college, in class, to kind of speak in front of even 20 to 30 kids or pupils. So let alone doing sales to where I am at now, doing massive public speaking events and talking to kind of customers, businesses day in, day out. I never saw myself kind of doing what I am right now. So the story is a bit of a funny one. It's nothing that I would have probably put myself forward for 4 years ago, but I ended up falling into it and it's now kind of my bread and butter. I love doing business development, I love doing sales, hence taking on a full-time role. What module did I find most interesting? I'd have to say all of them. I know it's probably a bit of a cop-out answer in terms of every single module was interesting, and I'd be lying if I said they weren't. They all brought different things to the table in terms of philosophies, models, things that I can use tactic-wise in my day-to-day role as a salesperson, but also as an account manager. You learn a lot through the different modules, all the way from year 1 to year 3. I think if I had to put kind of my finger on one, it would probably be the last module, which essentially encompassed or cultivated everything that we'd done for the previous 3 months, and we were able to pick a project or a line of work topic that we were most interested in, and then had to kind of write a mini dissertation on it. So it kind of brought together different modules, the ethics side behind sales, the philosophies, all of the above, and had to write about that. And essentially, yeah, it was quite a big part in our kind of endpoint assessment. So that was definitely probably the most enjoyable thing about it, was bringing in new research, actually getting to create my own surveys and kind of speak to my wider network about a certain topic, and then kind of pull together my findings and write about that. But every single module from start to finish was super helpful, and I've definitely learned a lot of things that I'm including in my day-to-day role now. Time management matrix all the way down to kind of active listening as well. So my favourite part of the apprenticeship, away from kind of focusing on the modules, just in general, I think was the opportunity to come and work in one of the world's leading organisations, being Amazon, and being able to essentially, I guess, be a bit of a sponge and just soak everything up for the whole time that I was on the apprenticeship, learning from different leaders, learning about different programs, how things worked, how things operated, to put myself in the best position possible at the end of the apprenticeship to take on a full-time role, what I'm in now. So I would say the apprenticeship in general was my favourite part, meeting new people. So there wasn't just myself and my other colleagues from Amazon on the apprenticeship. We also kind of were able to network with other apprentices from other businesses, other companies based in the UK. So widening a network, meeting people that I'm still connected to today, as you never know what those connections might kind of support you with in the future. So in general, just an opportunity to just work around brilliant people and really soak up what they've been through, past and present, and kind of put myself in the best position possible. So things that made me worried were definitely the sales aspect of it. As I mentioned previous couple of questions on before, I didn't essentially go out of my way to get the sales apprentice. I kind of went up the route of applying for a different one, and then it kind of just fell into my lap, and I thought, why not? I kind of chucked myself into the deep end, but I really did not enjoy, like I mentioned, the cold calling or the sales aspect of talking to a lot of people all the time. It was a bit daunting, having only come straight out of college into a program such as that into Amazon. It was definitely something that I thought I'd just throw myself at, and the worst case is if I fail, I've learned massive amounts of kind of knowledge or things to take forward in order to kind of build my skills essentially. So not so much worried about anything. Maybe the kind of, I guess, the time management organisation side of it, obviously studying alongside pretty much full-time work, doing exactly what other colleagues are doing, but also studying for a Bachelor's of Science in B2B sales comes with a lot of extra commitment. But Consalia are really good, and so are Middlesex, at essentially giving us a day a week to study. So I would work Monday to Thursday for Amazon, and then Friday would be a study day for me. So I would focus 8 hours of my day towards the module work, the learnings, writing essays, putting towards exams, whatever I needed to focus on university-wise for the apprenticeship, I would do on a Friday. And they gave you the flexibility to be able to choose what study day you wanted. So it's nice to break up the week, I guess, and step away from emails and kind of business meetings, talking to customers, so on and so forth, and really just put some time and effort into getting the degree. So I was pretty worried about that to start with, but it was quickly eased out in terms of the study day that we were given. Now that I've graduated, I think it's just a massive sigh of relief. I think it's been great to be a part of that apprenticeship, be a part of that opportunity, but I definitely have to thank it for the position that I'm in now. Is I wouldn't have been able to accept the full-time offer from Amazon, fortunately at the start of the year, if I hadn't have obtained that kind of B2B sales degree. So yeah, a massive kind of sigh of relief in that way, but also now I get to put 5 days a week towards my core role and to my kind of job here at Amazon. So I'm not kind of studying, so I have an extra day to really focus on my, I guess, career development now moving forward on where I want to be in the next, say, 1, 2, 3, 4 years. So it's exciting, but yeah, no, big sigh of relief. I'm just looking forward to graduation now. The impact that the apprenticeships had on my career is just the invaluable experience of working at Amazon for as long as I have been through that course. If it wasn't for that, I don't know where I would be today saying that. And I've now, like I mentioned, accepted a full-time role at Amazon. So on my career, it's moved me in the direction, I think boosted me way ahead of people that have probably gone to university for kind of 2 to 3 years to learn what I've learned over the same amount of period, but not been working in an organization that I have. So it puts me kind of one step ahead in terms of my career development and progression, so I can really now focus on kind of my short-term and long-term goals. In terms of the organization, being Amazon that I work for, the results or notable results, I think, is just the productivity. I think being able to take someone like myself straight out of college onto a graduate on apprenticeship program like we have done, and be able to develop and mold us, I guess, into a sort of employee that they want, has invaluable kind of results to them, because essentially now I know how the culture works, I know how the business works, I know what the different programs are like, having rotated every single year to a different team. I've been able to work with different leaders, so I've got all the experience now to really project my career. So it's invaluable results for them, as essentially they've gained an extra employee through the apprenticeship scheme, which is an amazing opportunity for young people like myself. So yeah, good question. I guess how I'd describe the program to a colleague who is considering an apprenticeship or kind of a similar journey is that it's not what you may think an apprenticeship or kind of a program like that is. I think a lot of people have that perception of you're going to be doing the kind of dirty jobs, bringing the teas, bringing the coffees. It's nothing like that. It's not like work experience that you probably did in year 8 or year 9 back in school. You're fully a full-time employee at the business or the organisation that you work at, and you are doing what the rest of your colleagues are doing, but you're studying on the side. So essentially you are getting 2 or 3 years of experience in the business doing what everyone else does, but at the end of it you're coming out with a bachelor's degree or a level 4 degree in whatever you studied in, which then just projects you even more. So I guess kind of how I describe it is just go in open-heartedly and really chuck yourself at every single project, every single kind of opportunity that comes to you, and really soak it up. As like I said, you're going to fail on some things. You're not meant to be the finished product as an apprentice. You're kind of coming straight into the start of your career, so people don't expect you to have 10 years of experience or be able to know how to do X, Y, Z. You are kind of a fresh meat, and they're able to mold you into what they want you to. So you don't need to be that finished product. Just really show passion and ambition into kind of the role that you've applied for on the apprenticeship, and then the rest will come.